Okay, it's been a while since I did one of these things. I'm going to go ahead and do a 10-minute one. Just kind of stream of consciousness, go around. This is probably the last week, 1 or 2 weeks I'm going to be spending in this apartment. And I guess I wanted to do a little tribute to it. I'm definitely going to miss this place. It does have like some pros and cons. Like the fan doesn't really do anything. It just circulates the air inside. It doesn't go outside. There is no kitchen. It's just that's my kitchen right there. Um, the guy next door, he parties a lot, and yeah, he smokes a lot of weed. It's like a lot of times I go outside and there's all this smoke and weed, and parties at 4 a.m. and stuff. So I'm definitely not gonna miss that. I just gotta try. I hope my new apartment is a lot better. One of the places I'm looking at has a strict no smoking policy, so I guess a lot of straight edge people is kind of that's what that community is like. Um, yeah, so definitely I just published my February monthly reflection, and definitely month January, February, and definitely January was a really shitty month. February, I'm kind of getting a rough start too. Man, after I came back on vacation, I felt so good, and things just started to go downhill. Now, I don't want to talk about it because I don't want to get specifics into who or what, but let's just say, man, it was rough. We're kind of past that now, and definitely things are getting better. Something I do want to share that I think is pretty cool is a lot of times when I come home and I'm feeling overwhelmed, I'd start with a 5 minute meditation, and it's like because like when I get home, the first thing I want to do is like check my phone, and I have this thing here. I'm like I set it for 5 minutes, and then I press start, and then I just sit down on the ground immediately. And that's kind of like my go-to thing where I'm feeling overwhelmed, I'm done with the task, I need a break, boom, 5 minute meditation. That's kind of like my thing. And something I'm kind of experimenting with right now is see this graph over here? This is my sleep chart. I heard Fitbit does this too, but I'm doing it manually, kind of see what time am I sleeping. It's getting a little bit late. I should be sleeping right after this. What else do I want to talk about? So definitely, I one thing I can talk about is this apartment fiasco thing I have going on. So it's like there's these two apartment complexes that I'm looking at, and so what made me kind of upset was after I put in my application, before I put in my application fee, I was like, hey, I want to make sure I look at this apartment before I sign my lease, and what is it called? They're like, yeah, sure, you can sign it. You can take a look. And then they won't let me take a look until like 24 hours before I move in. And I'm like, hey, what the fuck? That's kind of messed up. And then I'm like, hey, can I see it earlier? And they're like, nope, nope, nope. And then they're just like, no, it's not ready. You can't come. It's just bullshit. And I think that made me really upset. And no matter how I asked or tried to negotiate, it was just a hard no. And the way this particular energy, this person, was just really, you can tell it was like this. It was personal. It was kind of like alpha positioning or whatever. Jeez, and I think I just needed to trust in myself. One of the things I was looking at was like, hey, like I think I'm too attached to this place, like let yourself be open to other options. And maybe this place isn't good for you. Maybe this is God, creator's sign of telling you, hey, I know you already put in your application, but maybe you should take a look at the other thing. I think I want to trust in my gut more and my intuition. Don't get so attached to what I originally planned to do, but go with the flow, go with what God, Creator, has plans for you, and just trust in that. I think that's something I feel good saying. And yeah, not to get religious about it, but even just to have faith and trust that everything will work out for the best. Everything will be fine. Everything is gonna go the best, highest, and best for me, no matter what happens. One thing that really attracted to me about this apartment that really pissed me off nonetheless was like the rent actually went down like $120. And I was like, holy shit, wow, that's great. Um, let's see what. What else? Yeah, I have no idea what's going on. Shit. Yeah, I've been doing stuff with my class, and that's been going really well. That's been going really well with my classes. I've been killing it with the homework, putting consistent work in. I mean, not killing it, but I've definitely been doing really well on LinkedIn. Been getting a lot of great responses, people emailing me for client work and stuff like that. And I'm just telling them like, hey, like my schedule's really full right now, maybe in 5 weeks. And they're like, hey, yeah, sure, we can wait, no problem, you know. So yeah, definitely, I feel pretty good about that. I think one thing I want to do this week is spend 30 minutes every day just starting to tear stuff down and get things ready for move. And that's kind of like one of the reasons why I'm doing this video right now. So it's like this living memory of my apartment and what's behind me and stuff like that. Yeah, it's cool, you know. Definitely, I'm gonna miss this place. It's super small and concrete walls and everything. Um, Definitely made a lot of friends here. But hey, I think when it's time to go, it's time to go and move on. I'm not sure what my next apartment is yet, but whatever it is, I just have to have faith that, hey, it's gonna be great. Whatever happens, it's gonna be a great choice. Just have faith. I think that's what I need to tell myself. That's the attitude I need to have. And yeah. And maybe the matter is, hey, an apartment, yeah, it's important, but not that important. You have a mission. You're here on a mission you're here to do something, not just to live in a resort, even though that's nice. Oh, one thing I did talk about was the concept of sexiness versus quality, you know. So one thing I was looking at in terms of, dreaming bigger was, oh man, I wish was more sexy, or like my artwork or my car or whatever was better, you know? And there's sexiness is kind of, I think, is outer appeal, it's superficialness to me. And quality is just inherent, like a durable, reliable. That's what I think about quality. Well made, um, but I think you can have both. You can have quality and you can have a lot of appeal and artisticness. Because hey, I'm an artist. Isn't that what I do? Isn't what I do create artistry, create designs that are sexy and appealing and appeal to the emotions? I mean, that's what I'm supposed to do. Not supposed to, but that's what I live to do. Um, but yeah, I think one thing I did learn in Luke Stedman's class is paying attention to proportions. And you know what? He didn't say pay attention to the details. He didn't say that. He was saying like there's a difference between an Audi and a Corvette. It's like in the small details, but the proportions, the angles, I think it's like you need to pay attention to the big things in life. And when the proportions for the big things are settled and good, the small things will naturally fall in their place. I think that's something I'm trying to like figure out and learn. Get the big things in order, and the small things will just fall in place. Make sure, make sure the big things are what is important in your life, and don't get caught up in the small details. Um, Shoot. Ooh, I'm laying on my bed. This is a weird photo thing. My neck's getting kind of tired. My neck's a little bit hurting today. Yeah, sorry. That's why I'm lying down. But hey, yeah, my friend was saying, if you don't have a subtle art of not giving a fuck, there was a quote like when you don't have purpose or meaning in your life, your fucks will be given to frivolous and meaningless things. And I guess that's where I'm kind of feeling right now. It's like when you don't really have much on your plate, you start worrying about stuff that doesn't matter. Yeah. All right, I think this is a pretty good spiel. Yeah, 10 minutes, pretty good, just kind of talking shit and talking and stuff. Yeah.